Congratulations to each of you. Judge Meriwether, you've been nominated to the Court of Federal Claims, is that right?
Yes, Senator.
How many motions have you argued in the Court of Federal Claims?
I have argued hundreds of motions involving complex civil claims in numerous courts. The Court of Federal Claims is not one of those courts.
Okay, so the answer is 0.
That is correct, Senator.
Okay, how many cases have you tried in the Court of Federal Claims?
I have tried a civil case in the district court for the District of Columbia. Most of my cases have been resolved on motions. None of those cases have been in the Court of Federal Claims, although they involve similarly complex matters under civil laws.
So the answer is 0.
That is correct, Senator.
What is the, tell me the grounds for granting a new trial in the Court of Federal Claims?
All of the trials in the Court of Federal Claims are bench trials, and the Court of Federal Claims, although it is not bound by the federal rules of civil procedure, its rules mirror those rules when applicable. So it's my understanding that the same rules that would apply in the district court are also applied in that context. But if I were presented with a motion for a new trial, should I be confirmed as a judge on the Court of Federal Claims, I would, of course, consult the rules of court of the Court of Federal Claims.
So what are the grounds for granting a new trial?
My understanding is that a new trial, you would have to comply with the applicable rules.
I know that, but what are they? What are the grounds? You said that the rules are identical to the Court of Federal Claims and Federal District Court. I'm not sure that's accurate, but just tell me what are the grounds for granting a new trial in the Court of Federal Claims?
Senator, that is not an issue I have had occasion to consider before, despite my extensive civil experience and my familiarity, not only with the federal rules of civil procedure, but I've also reviewed the rules of the Court of Federal Claims. But if I were presented...
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead. Were you through?
I did not mean to speak over you.
That's okay. You go ahead, and I want you to finish your answer.
So I would, if I were presented with that question, should I be confirmed, I would, again, consult the rules and follow the precedent.
Okay. All right. Let me be sure, Judge, I understand your testimony. Can you tell me one single ground for granting a new trial in either a federal district court or the Court of Federal Claims as we sit here today?
Yes, if you misapplied, if there were gross misapplication of the law, certainly a litigant would argue for
anything
a
else?
Trial.
There are like 6 or 7 of them. Can you tell me any others?
Trials are so infrequent in the civil context, and although I have presided over bench trials and a jury trial, I have not been presented with a motion to have a new trial.
Okay.
So I've not.
Okay. What's a contract of adhesion?
A contract.
Excuse me.
Senator, I'm familiar with contract law, the concept of contracts of adhesion.
Yeah, you're going to say a lot of that. That's what Court of Federal Claims does. What's a contract of adhesion?
Senator, the Court of Federal Claims does handle a lot of procurement cases. Those typically turn on interpretations.
Yes, ma'am, but I'm going to run out of time. What's a contract of adhesion? If you don't know, just tell me.
Senator, despite my extensive civil experience, including dozens of cases that include contract cases, I have not dealt with the question of what a contract of adhesion is, but should it be presented to me,
Sure.
I would.
You'll look it up. Okay. Do you remember a case, Judge, called United States v. Allen?
Yes, Senator.
You were reversed in that case, weren't you?
I made a pretrial detention decision for, I believe, 5 defendants. I believe that Mr. Allen was one of the defendants for whom the district judge disagreed.
Yes, ma'am. But you were reversed.
My pretrial detention ruling, I believe, was.
Do you remember a case called United States v. Johnson?
I have had multiple United States v. Johnsons. Are you referring to the pretrial detention matter?
In this case, you had a defendant who was charged with traveling with intent to engage in illegal sexual conduct with a kid. And the defendant also testified that he had, quote, had a sexual interest in minors and even had a sexual relationship with his daughter. You remember it now?
Yes, Senator.
Okay. And you were reversed in that case, weren't you?
I made a narrow decision in Johnston that he should be released for 21 days so that he could, and placed on home incarceration so that he could get cancer treatment that he had been unable to receive.
You wanted to let him go out for 21 days, is that correct?
I don't think that's an accurate characterization.
Well, that's what the district court judge said.
The district
court said, no way am I letting this guy out on the street for 21 days.
The district court judge concluded that his life was not at risk because he had had the medical appointment that he had not had when he appeared before me before the appeal. So under those new facts, the factual predicate for my temporary release decision no longer existed.
That's not the way I read it, Judge. Do you remember a case called United States v. Voucher and United States v. Patel? You were reversed in those cases, too, from trying to let somebody go, weren't you?
In those two cases, my flight risk assessment under the Bail Reform Act, I believe, was reversed by the district judge.
Okay. I'm out of time. Thanks, Mr. Chairman, for your indulgence.
That right there is the issue with the Democrat Party. They nominate judges, justices, and everybody else into all these different positions who don't know the law. They've never practiced border security. That's why we have a border problem. Well, plus Democrats are dumb. But you get what I'm saying? This lady, she's supposed to be a federal judge. That Obama wants her to be a judge, but she doesn't know the law. Tell me about black privilege without telling me about black privilege.